Hey peeps, welcome back. We are talking Love During Lockup, Season 5, Episode 24. Hey, before we get into the video, please do me the honors of subscribing to my channel, hitting the notification bell so you can always be notified when I post new content, hitting the thumbs up because that does wonders for my channel, and share. Thanks. All right, you guys, so this episode starts out with Tenny and Rob. Honey, now listen, I'm sick of them already, but I'm interested, okay? First of all, this is the second week, and already every time I see the whole setup with the security cameras and Rob is watching from jail, his insecurities is just getting bigger and bigger, in my opinion. This is not about security. This is about Rob's insecurity, okay? And don't get to calling me from the prison on your cell phone talking about you getting your workout clothes on. What kind of crap is this? Listen, if you are not the Richard Simmons, don't call me, okay? When I get ready to work out, I'll just scream through the video surveillance cameras, Rob, I'm ready to work out. I'm just saying, please clear the damn line. Honey, listen, that could never be me. Rob tells her that he'd like her to, meet up with his mama. Now, I knew it was going to be bad. I said, wait a minute. When you have to reach out to your wife to ask your wife to reach out to your mama, this ain't good. They don't get along. Come to find out, Rob told his wife, Tenny, to send his mama $500. Well, after she sends his mama $500, and the mama's got in her mind what she going to do with this $500, Rob says, no, Tenny, call mama up or send her a quick text message. I've decided that I don't want her to have this money. Okay, get the money back. First of all, if I was Tenny, I would have told Rob, listen, I'm not your lover and your secretary. Anyway, I would have told Rob, I'm not about to ask your mama for this money back. You told your mama you was going to give her this $500. I have already sent her this $500. And now you want me to ask your mama for the money back? No, You've got a cell phone and video cameras. Okay, I know that there is some way that you can get a message to your mama to tell her that you'd like to have this $500 back. Listen, Tenny went ahead and asked his mama for the money back, and the mama hasn't spoke to her since. Well, she cussed her the hell out, but she hasn't spoke to her since. And Rob never contacted his mom and told her the full story about this money, which tells me, Rob is a messy bitch. That's just my opinion. Anyway, I thought that it was so ridiculous. When she gets to this place to meet up with his mom, this is what she looked like. Okay, first of all, his mom is petty and childish. This woman is extremely immature, in my opinion. It turns out that it wasn't over just the $500. She seems to be quite jealous over the way Tenny is living. So we find out, because remember last week I was confused. I said, how are you a stay-at-home mom living nice like this and driving this nice car and your husband, he in the jail? Anyway, come to find out, Rob and his brother own some kind of business. I don't know if it's a, pharmaceutical business, wink, wink. I have no idea what kind of business this is. But she says he does really well for himself. And, judging by, the nice camera setup and everything, he must do pretty good for himself. She says he got a little bit of a savings. I said, damn, I work Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, bust my ass, and I got a decent savings, but it ain't nice. I'm just saying I could use a little more. This is not even about me. Anyway, I thought that his mom was absolutely awful. She says that he's in jail for 18 years and y'all are living nice. Look what you're driving. My car barely made it here. She brings up the fact that her son's, Rob's, ex-girlfriend used to take care of her. She used to make sure that she got money and all of these things. So in other words, the reason she really doesn't like Tenny is because Tenny isn't giving her money, isn't sliding her money and making sure that Rob is taking care of her. You are not entitled to your child's money. You really aren't. You are being extremely rude to Tenny for no reason. And Rob was wrong for this. I know that Rob knew the whole backstory. He knows the exact reasons why that his mom does not like his wife, and he did not try to tell his wife what went on. He did not try to tell his mother what was happening. This is a bad situation to put her in, and I think that this is something that is between him and his mother. She needs to take up her issues with Rob. It is not Tenny's job to say, hey, I know you're taking care of our mortgage and taking care of all these utilities, got me this nice car and everything. Send me additional money so I can give it to your mother. That is not what she has to do. Now, maybe had his mom treated her with a little respect, she could have pled her case to Tenny and said, hey, I'm not doing that great. I'm taking care of grandma and my car is falling apart. And then maybe Tenny would have said, hey, let me check in with Rob and see, do we have any extra money? Because, I'd like to help you get your car fixed. I am not married. Oh, we know that. Anyway, but if I was and my husband, had a mom who was down on her luck, I would help out because that's just who I am. And I would offer to help out, but not if I don't know what's happening, and not if we are not friends, not if we are not close, and definitely not if you disrespect me every time you get a chance. Absolutely not. Hell no. Talk to your own son about it. Anyway, this relationship here is too much. And I think that Rob is insecure and controlling, and I don't love it. And his mom is a child. Too much. Moving on. Joey and Michael. All right, now I told you last time, I really liked Joey and I really loved Joey's daddy. Okay, so now this time I find out that not only do I love Joey's daddy, I love Joey's entire family. They are the sweetest people. They are kind, they are loving, they are supportive, they are understanding, and most of all, they are standing with Joey. Now, Joey does a really bad job photoshopping this picture that he's going to send over to the sheriff to try to get visitation with Michael. And I said, Joey, you going to jail. Okay, that Photoshop job was terrible. And I do mean terrible. If you are going to try to break the law, you're going to try to fool the law enforcement, the least you could have done was got someone who is proficient in Photoshop to take care of this. You could have went down to your local high school. Them kids are so good with technology. You could have went to your local library. Some of the kids is at the library right now. And they would have said, oh, let me hook this up for you. It looked horrible. Anyway, come to find out, we knew that Joey was a recovered addict and his daddy was a recovered alcoholic. We knew that. Listen, Joey done fell off the wagon. Okay, so Joey had 12 years of pure sobriety, living his best life at his mom and daddy's house. Anyway, they was taking care of him, making sure that he was getting all the nurturing that he needed, all the support, making sure he was getting down to their meetings, taking care of their son because they wanted him to stay healthy and happy and sober most of all. Anyway, 5 months ago, dude fell off the wagon and was doing that stuff with Michael, the inmate lover. Anyway, Michael, the inmate lover, is a bit of a hoe. They talked a little bit on their video visit. He done had the sex with about 7 people since he been in the jail. And he only been there for 5 months. How are you, really? Just spreading it low and wide. 5 months, 7 dudes. Really? Anyway, he says that outside of the prison, he's had over 100 dudes. I said, Joey. Please, if you decide to do anything with this dude, when you pick him up from the prison, slide by your local testing center. Please, test safety first. Anyway, Joey's sister, after they meet him on this video call and he's giving his best Boy Scout act, she says, well, I know you fell off the wagon 5 months ago and it was with Michael. I said, well, what? What? Honey, listen, as shocked as I was, you ain't seen shit. His family was completely devastated by this. His brother was crying. His daddy was crying. The mom was crying. I was watching the TV. It's like, damn, why am I crying? I was crying. I like Joey. Michael is a no-go. I said in my last video, I did not want Michael coming into Joey's family's life and ruining their family. These are some good people. Now, his daddy said that his heart is broken. His heart is broken. His daddy was crying. He said that his parents were drug addicts and he was a alcoholic. He has been sober for 35 years. He had his son sober for 12 years. And then here comes Michael and he's back to those needle drugs. That's what his daddy said. He said, was you on drugs or was you on the needle drugs? And he said, the needle drugs. I only know like one drug that's a needle drug. I think it's the heroin. And oh, no. Listen, Joey, you cannot bring this man back into your life. If you were using with him then, you will use with him when he gets out. Not only that, I agree with his brother when he said you can get anything in prison. Yes, you can get the drugs in the prison. No, sir. Michael needs to be no more. You don't need to get down in any prison visits with him, and you don't need to meet him when he gets out of jail. He needs to go on about his business. I don't like this Michael. I don't think he's good for Joey, and he is not good for Joey's family. He is not good for Joey's sobriety. And listen, Joey, it's time for you to grow the hell up. And I'm telling you now, you get on down to a meeting and you try to hold tight to your sobriety. This is a bunch of bull. Moving on. All right, Aana and Jamal. Honey, now listen. She about to go to jail. Now, you know last week how I told you how I felt about her and her DUI. No, ma'am. I am not a fan. No, ma'am. I don't appreciate anybody who thinks that they need to be drinking and driving. Doing weed and driving. Doing coke and driving. Any kind of drugs and alcohol and driving is not a good mix. Now, see, she went down to her anger management class. And listen, I think that she has got a lot of pain and a lot of trauma. I think growing up, she had a mom who did the best she could, but she had an absent father. And she thinks that Jamal is this knight in shining armor and they're about to, ride off into the sunset. But no, he's dusty. He was your friend's man. He's a little used up. He's a bit of an inmate. Jamal needs to get out of jail, dust himself off, and stand on his own. He needs some therapy of his own. He needs to plan and, become his own person the same way you do. You are a single mom with 2 beautiful children. They showed her little girl in this episode, and that is the cutest little baby. I just wanted to hug her through the TV. You have a lot of pain and hurt, and you have a lot of healing to do. You are on a roller coaster, and you are about to spend time in jail, and your main thought is, I won't be able to talk to Jamal when I'm in jail. And now that my court date has changed, I'm not going to be able to go see him in jail. This has to stop. The cycle has to stop with you. You need to sit down somewhere in the quiet and have a long, heartfelt talk to yourself and to the Lord and get you some therapy and get a plan. There is nothing wrong with crying. I'm telling you right now, I'm dealing with the pain of losing my dad. And, at any moment, it happened to me today. I was laughing and joking and talking to my mom. And as we were talking, I was scrolling through my phone and I fell on a picture of my dad. And then all of a sudden, I was just bawling my eyes out. And, my mom let me. She let me cry it out, and I felt so much better. And that has happened to me multiple times since my dad died. Sometimes you just have to cry it out. You feel a lot better afterwards. In the show, she was saying something about she tries not to cry. Listen, some of the things that you need to do is handle this DUI situation, continue your therapy, get rid of Jamal, focus on your children, focus on staying sober, and focus on the future, creating a happy, healthy environment for your children so that they don't grow up in this repeated cycle. Break the cycle. You can do it. Focus on your children and yourself, your inner peace, your inner happiness. Therapy does work. Now, honey, listen, we get 2 new people this week, Shante and some guy named True. Honey, now listen, Shante was in the kitchen. She was whipping up a crab bowl, okay? She had the crab legs, the corn, the potatoes, all that, including the gloves so nobody's fingers and nails get all jacked up and messed up. I'm here for it. I really am. But what I'm not here for is the fact that you had to be schooled by your nieces, okay? We find out that she has never met this dude True outside of jail. He has been in jail for 12 years for burglary. She has only seen him through photos and video chats. And she has spent $30,000 to $35,000 on this dude. This is an absolute hell no, ma'am. I don't want it, shouldn't want it, don't have to. You pick this dude. No, ma'am. Girl, she says that she has moved so that she can be closer to him so he can parole to where she is in Missouri. Okay. So she has a house that she has up for sale, and she is purchasing this house that she is currently living in, making 2 mortgage payments totaling up to $5,000 a month. Well, my first question is, where exactly do you work? Okay. My second question is, where is your fucking sense? I mean, what is going on? We find out that she too has children, and you are involving the children in this prison love relationship. I really hate it when the children get involved. Do not bring these men and women into your children's lives. I hate this. Anyway, she says that True has never dated a black girl before. She's the first black girl he ever dated because he thinks that black girls are ratchet and ghetto. True, by looking at you, I feel like your mama is black. What the hell are you talking about? Okay, sometimes I can get a little ratchet. I can act a little ghetto from time to time, but I'm really not. That is not my everyday. You just bring it out of me. You know, all the love after lockups, bring it out of me. Anyway, the point is, her cousin said, well, what makes you so special? If he usually doesn't date black girls, all of a sudden he's laser focused on you. I think it's the $30,000. The truth is, you giving me joy and red vibes. I'm getting joy and red vibes. I'm getting, you are being used, you are being played. True is about to come out of jail and tear your life all the way to hell up. Girl, listen. It's time for you to turn your brain all the way to hell up, because right now it's just dim. I'm just saying, girl. Anyway, moving on. Last but not least, this idiot is back. Andrew and Candice. Now, honey, listen. Andrew is at his house packing up his truck, packing up all the stuff that he has bought her, naming off all these fancy name brands, and then he pulls up this faux Louis Vuitton and rips the daggone tag off the zipper. I said, no, sir. That is not a real Louis Vuitton, because their stuff is built for tough. Okay, you are not about to rip their zippers and tear off tags. Not that easy. And not only that, they have serial numbers and insurance. No, sir. No, sir. That is a fake Louis bag. I'm sick of him. Anyway, the girl is clearly using him. First of all, I don't like the way she speaks to him. Second of all, as he's driving across America, from New Jersey all the way to Las Vegas to set up an apartment that he is paying for, to decorate it down to the dish towels. He's got everything for this apartment that he is, setting up for her. She says, well, as you're driving down the road, there's all kinds of little stores and little road stands. Buy me some stuff. Pick me up some trinkets. I said, what? What? Now listen, he says that he pays about $450 a month in child support. He has put all this money on her, about $15,000. He's taking money down from his 401k. I said, Sean. He is acting just like Sean. Listen, All this money that you are spending on this woman that you don't even really know. First of all, you don't ever play with your retirement money. Don't play with your retirement money. Second of all, this is money that you could have saved up in one of those 529 accounts for your child's college. This is money that you could have saved up in case you wanted to start a business later, or in case, for anything, emergency purposes. And you're using it on this girl who is just about to play the hell out of you, the way Brittany played Andy last season, the way Brandwin played Chad the season before that. What is wrong with you people? I know that you want love, you want affection, you don't want to be alone. Nobody does. But it's better to be alone and be able to look yourself in the mirror and also have money in your checking account than to be used, abused, and be broke in the end. And she's talking about she ain't leaving Las Vegas as soon as he thinks. She's got a child with her ex and she needs to get her custody things together. My thing is this: when you got out of jail, young lady, you should have lived with a family member or a friend, got yourself a job, went down to legal aid and tried to get you an attorney to help you figure out your visitation rights with your child. Don't bring this idiot into it. This is ridiculous and he is ridiculous. She's going to tell him, well, maybe you can just stay in Vegas and you can buy a house here for her. I don't think so. He has got a job and a full life back in New Jersey and a son that he shares custody of. If he traipses his ass all the way to Las Vegas, then he'll be like Michael from the Love After Lockup. You'll be leaving your kids like Michael is leaving his kids in Rhode Island to go to Las Vegas with his new wife. No, and no again. You know what? These people need friends that have sense. I'm just saying. This is ridiculous. Anyway, get down in the comments and let me know what you think. And until next time, bye.